जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि श्रीहरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we are looking into the indirect path of devotional service, and that is the yoga ladder, as Srila Prabhupada calls it. It is material. It is a process of gradual elevation for persons unable to take to the Sankirtan movement and be directly promoted to the spiritual platform. These are his purports in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 3rd and 4th verses. Sri Krishna himself describes this indirect process in Gita as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He repeated it while instructing to Sanatana Goswami. That's also been told in Madhya Leela, 22nd chapter, 26 to 60th verses, the instructions of Lord Chaitanya to Sanatana Goswami. However, even though such an alternative is authorized by Shastra, neither Srila Prabhupada nor Lord Chaitanya recommends it. Readers should carefully note and remember this point. So, do you think that Srila Prabhupada is opposing? No, but opposition is different than authorization, because the Shastra is forever. Shastra does not change its, but according to the age, this is Kali Yuga, okay? And so there must be some recommendation that indirect path should not be recommended if the direct path to enter into the pure spiritual platform is available through the holy name in Kali Yuga. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. It does not contradict. All right. Thakur Bhaktivinoda points out in detail the drawbacks of the indirect path to pure devotional service. Now, say, understand what are the drawbacks or pitfalls in executing the indirect path. In Kali Yuga, the indirect devotional path of speculation and work are extremely narrow and hazardous. Originally, they were intended to lead one to the shrine of devotional service through the company of saintly persons or through the process of offering to the Lord the results of work performed without desire. In Kali Yuga, however, both paths are contaminated. One rarely sees saintly persons because pseudo spiritualists have replaced them. And religious duties generally are no longer performed for purifying the consciousness, but merely for enjoying the material results. Therefore, these secondary paths are no longer useful. Even the process of deity worship, which gives highest spiritual success in Dwapara Yuga, has become impure and degraded. Wow, that supports my view. I always say that those who are performing Archa Vigraha Seva in the temple with all 16 upacharas, it is to purify their existence, the pujaris, and they have an obligation to interact with the congregation in the same way, because in congregation, Paramatma is there. In the deity, Paramatma is there. So if he is able to enter into a very intimate relationship with the deity, then he must cultivate the spiritual uplifting principles, invest in his life and make his life perfect. That is called the purpose of Archa Vigraha. If our Kali Yuga contaminated mentality of Archa Vigraha is considered to be stone, Arche Vishnu Shiladhi, Guru Su Narmati, Vaishnavir Jatir Buddhi, Naraki. It is a hellish mentality to think that the worshipable deity is stone. The spiritual sentiments are totally absent. So naturally, that process is contaminated. But spiritual process protects us. We have to give up the hellish mentality, narki. What? Arche Vishnu Shiladhi. The Lord's Murti is stone. Oh, they are worshipping stone. This is hellish mentality. Okay. Guru Sunarmati. The Guru is an ordinary human being like one of us. So, and Vaishnava Jatir Buddhi. This Vaishnava is coming from Africa, African Vaishnava, or Hindu Vaishnava, or this Vaishnava, that. No, Vaishnava has no Jati Buddhi. We should keep it absent. Vaishnava means Vaishnava. Vishnu Aradhyate Sa Pantha iti Vaishnava. So, therefore, to become very, very faithful in the resolve of that Archa Vigraha is not ordinary, and if we are given opportunity to worship them, then naturally we have to be very, very grave in our approach on. They are not dolls. They are not Barbie dolls. So Vaishnava, if we are given opportunity to worship, it is to cultivate all our higher understanding, and then we have to reflect it, because Paramatma is also there in the congregation's body. For a pujari, there is no difference, and he should execute that mood and mission to elevate himself into Vishuddha Bhakti. Many pujaris we have met, their body also becomes supple, so much soft, like butter. And you can see that he must be in mode of goodness. As soon as passion rises, the body becomes stiff. Because the passionate nature secretes adrenaline gland, the adrenaline juice, and the body becomes stiff. Even in the fear, it becomes more stiff. So this is the path to hell, to degrade. While we have to be careful, the pujari may have access to Mahaprasad, which is cooked in pure ghee. And if he is not liberal to give to others and he becomes plump, then again, the plump body is not soft body. And he has to cast off that unnecessary fat accumulated. It's nothing but passion. So in this way, because in Kali Yuga, this deity worship is becoming impure and degraded. This is also described in Harinam Chintamani, chapter 1, pages 9 and 10. So I hope this gives a very good clarification. So so in order to accomplish this path or mission, Srila Prabhupada preserved the essential purpose of Varnashrama in the form of adapted to the modern times. ISKCON is the form Srila Prabhupada chose for organizing Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan movement in society. To fulfill the Varnashram's essential purpose in ISKCON, he chose to institute 4 regulative principles and chanting minimum number of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In the tradition of Varnashram system, the general public was first trained in pious deeds or a semblance of devotion. This meant treading the indirect path by practicing cleanliness, truthfulness, austerity, and mercy. Afterwards, they were engaged in pure devotional service of hearing and chanting about Krishna. This makes the sense that even it is said, and we have been talking, that in other ages, Satya Yuga, the Tapascharya was only a purifying means. After properly purified, then they have accessibility to the transcendental method of worshipping the Supreme. That is, a very steadfast bhakti process can be available, So we also interpret that way that, after performing so much austerity in Satya Yuga, then he will be qualified to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is quite a corollary, and there is no difference. Because the importance of us entering into the transcendental process of chanting, which is directly addressing the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the degree of our purity, we are being progressively advanced. So, but that is one that sadhana bhakti leads to parabhakti. Only thing that we need to get liberated from bodily conception of life. Otherwise, the same devotional service will become, without any obstacle, become a very spontaneous devotional service, and one will enjoy performing it without any reservation, without any attraction to the material nature and its modes. Will not allow those modes to contaminate his mood in performance of pure devotional service. So, this meant treading the indirect path by practicing cleanliness, truthful and austerity and mercy in Satya Yuga, and then afterwards they were engaged in pure devotional service of hearing and chanting about Krishna. So understand, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very munificent incarnation who gave us the direct process, not indirect process. So we should not mix up indirect process. Srila Prabhupada introduction to the contemporary Varnashram structure, however, devotees are at once engaged in chanting Hare Krishna and taught that devotion means pleasing the Lord. They cultivate this knowledge by selflessly serving the Sankirtan movement or mission. In this way, ISKCON's members are firmly situated in the direct path. By the holy name's incomparable potency, pure faith in one's awakens in devotees and make them eligible for activities for pure devotion. Thus, Srila Prabhupada's followers do not need to wade through the quagmire of rules and regulations governing pious acts and semblance of devotion. They need only chant Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jiva Goswami confirms this unparalleled potency of Nama Sankirtan to instill pure faith. By performance of Kirtan, one attains faith in the Lord far greater than attained by meditation or by any other spiritual method. Kirtan brings to an end of the cycle of repeated birth and death. By performing meditation in the Satya Yuga, one does not attain deep faith in the Supreme Lord. And this is in Bhakti Sandarbha, Anucheda 272 by Jiva Goswami. This is confirmed. Many aspects of Srila Prabhupada's contemporary Varnashram structure are not mentioned here, such as the importance of self-sufficient farm communities. This book stresses the heart of Varnashram system, chanting and distributing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is the heart, which elevates and fixes devotee in pure devotional service. With the help of this knowledge, devotees may determine whether they are in fact connected through Varnashram to pure devotional service as Srila Prabhupada designed, or whether they are drifting in the realm of mixed devotional service, of which the Lord Chaitanya made light.
Is this Daivi Varnashrama Dharma?
Okay, so Daivi Varnashram system, Prabhupada already put the foundation. Depending upon chanting and spreading the holy name, for that, book distribution was the first thing. Second is implementation. Books are basis, preaching is the essence, purity is the force, and utility is the principle. Utilize everything in Krishna's service. That is the purest form of devotional service. Anything that is of a lower nature, like the body is also made up of lower nature, but it is engaged. A willful engagement, a soul's desire to preach, spread the holy name, and by distributing book, we have to take care of that person who received the book. We have to get how are they doing? Are they being encouraged? So this is the direct process. And that enables us to enter directly into the realm of pure devotional service. All right. We are not going to do extraneous other thing. People are desiring to do fasting. Fasting, Baba, one fasting is good enough. And that is Ekadashi. And fast, most of the fast are half-day fast, But the point is that fasting generates only some physical purity, all right? Because it is necessary. Don't overload yourself. That is called yuktahar. If you fail in doing yuktahar, then you do fasting. Then why do you do the overeating? Atyahar, prayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha janasangasya laulyam cha shadvir bhaktir vinashyati. These are the 6 characters that it will not allow you to enter into pure devotional service. So, utsahat nischayat dhairyat tatta karma pravartanat asanga tyago sato vritti shadvir bhakti prasiddhyati. Bhakti prasiddhyati. We have only this. So, it is not that by accidental, approach that you may be getting enthusiasm. No, enthusiasm comes from enthusiastic. And one has to progress. They have to be ready and reach out to increase our pure devotional service. That is our permanent asset. Mixed bhakti also generates some pious activities. So Narad Muni says, okay, don't worry. Whatever you have gained is your permanent asset. But Vishuddha Bhakti, permanent asset, is the real asset. And that is always progressive. It doesn't have to, go through the, tribulations of time, place, and circumstances. In English, they say, come high hell or high water, but be steadfast. Because you got to the point of resolve, and how can you become, slack? This is the rarest of the benediction in Krishna consciousness. By simply chanting and preaching. But the other aspects of following 4 regulative principles are there just to keep our self floating from the material nature. We do not have to drown in the material nature made up of 3 modes. So, Hmm. By the holy name's incomparable potency, pure faith at once awakens in devotees and makes them eligible for activities of pure devotion. Thus, Srila Prabhupada's followers do not need to wade through the quagmire of rules and regulations governing pious acts and semblance of devotion. They need only chant Hare Krishna. Jiva Goswami has confirmed this unparalleled potency of Nama Sankirtan to instill in pure faith. By performance of Kirtan, one attains faith in the Lord far greater than that attained by the meditation or any other spiritual method. Kirtan brings to an end of the cycle of repeated birth and death, and by performing meditation in the Satya Yoga, one does not attain as deep a faith in the Supreme Lord. Many aspects of Prabhupada's commentary or contemporary Varnashram structure are not mentioned here, such as the importance of self-sufficient farm communities. This book stresses the heart of Varnashram system, chanting and distributing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which elevates and fixes devotees in pure devotional service. With the help of this knowledge, the devotees may determine whether they are in fact connected through Varnashram to pure devotional service, as Srila Prabhupada desired, or whether they are drifting in the realm of mixed devotional service, of which Lord Chaitanya made light. There are three types of semblance of devotion. One can also divide the four kinds of pious persons, Artha, Artharthi, Jigyasu, Gyani, Artha, Jigyasu, Artharthi. They are described in the Gita into two categories, fruity workers, that is Karmi Yogis, and empiricists, means Jnana Yogis. In this division, the stressed, the seeker of wealth, and the inquisitive are categorized as fruity workers, and the wise as empiricists. Now, this is the treatise by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, 7th chapter, 16th verse. What it says that there are three types of semblance of devotional service. It is applied to these four kinds of pious persons, those who come to Krishna. And they are described in two categories. The fruity workers in Gita is Karma Yogis, and empiricists means Jnana Yogis. In this division, the stressed, the seeker of wealth, and inquisitive are categorized as fruity workers, and the wise as empiricists. You follow? Only two categories are made out of four. Srila Prabhupada adds a third category to these two broad ones and assigned to them generally the accepted names. The three categories are the devotional service mixed with fruity work, Karma Mishra Bhakti, devotional service mixed with empiricist knowledge, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, and devotional service mixed with mystic yoga, Yoga Mishra Bhakti. This has been spoken in Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 10th chapter, 21st and 22nd verses. In the purport, now, 10th canto, 10th chapter, Srila Prabhupada did up to then. Okay, so this is Srila Prabhupada's purport, and Prabhupada is describing three kinds of, Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, and Yoga Mishra bhaktis. Okay. Whatever you do, okay, here it is. Krishna describes devotional service mixed with the fruity workers in the Gita as Yat Karoshi Dasnashi Yat Juhoshi Dadasyat Yat Tapasyasi Kaunteya Tat Kurusho Madarpanam. And those who are Karma Mishra Bhakta, this is the advice of Krishna. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, or whatever austerities you perform, do that, O Sankunti, as an offering to me. This is in Bhagavad Gita 9, chapter 27th verse. So by such sacrifice, even when imperfectly performed, materially attached persons purify themselves by staying in touch with the Lord. This process of doing everything as an offering to Krishna means arpanam is ideal behavior for devotees engaged in devotional service mixed with fruitive works. Sri Kavi says, one of the Navayogendras, in accordance with the particular nature one has acquired in the conditioned life, whatever one does with the body, words, mind, senses, intelligence, or purified consciousness, one should offer to the Supreme, thinking this is for the pleasing of Lord Narayan. This is in the commentary and understanding the Navayogendra's Sri Kavi is telling in Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, 2nd chapter, 36th verse. So in other words, the devotees should offer every thought and deed to Krishna. And so ideal behavior in devotional service mixed with fruitive works. And Sri Kavi, one of the 9 Yogendras, is telling that this is also a kind of devotional service. Srila Sridhar Swami, in his commentary on the above verse, says that not only should devotee offer to the Lord those things prescribed according to the religious paths, ceremonies, and regulations, but they should dedicate to the Lord all activities performed according to their personal natures. This implies that barring sinful or wicked acts, even whimsical activities or items to one's own liking may be offered to Krishna. This type of devotional service mixed with the fruitive work is known as that in which the quality of devotion is attributed to the fruitive work. Aropasiddha bhakti. This is spoken in Bhakti Tattva Vivek. Bhakti Tattva Vivek by Sridhar Goswami. It should be noted that here the word Siddha does not mean perfection but accomplishment. In other words, one accomplishes Siddha to attribute Aropa, devotion, Bhakti to mundane acts. To do Arop means to attach to. Arop, you are attaching something according to your nature. Aropa Siddha Bhakti. We should not be deviated by so much nomenclature that's coming new to us, but we have to understand and use these terms for self-examination. And we will never become so much like a casual to understand in what state of my devotional service is. Instead, it's an introspective stage that we need to apply. We may not remember all this, but reading such things gives you a little scientific process that this kind of scrutiny in estimating our devotion must be applied for those who are entering into the higher taste of Shuddha Bhakti. This is Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani. If somebody is writing something on the Bhakti without much concern, because he may be thinking it is too much for common people, I will avoid it. Then he will not convey. He will not be able to convey. Just like that. Oh, we want to enter into Golok Vrindavan, then everything will be sold over. No, Baba. There also, according to your scrutiny and stature that you have obtained through performance of Shuddha Bhakti, your Swarupa and service will be given to you. And Krishna does not even engages you directly. There's a beautiful passage about this. First of all, when Gopakumar enters Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan, he is in outer boundary, and he enters and he sees beautiful arrangement, and he also sees the Brajvasis engaged in their respective services. But he doesn't have any employment yet in the realm of Krishna. He doesn't have. So Gopakumar is waiting. The first and foremost desire that he has, I want to see Krishna. Okay? I want to see. But he had to wait. Then gradually, appearance of Krishna returning from cow pastures during Godhuli time has been symptomatically, expressed. First, Godhuli means the dust of, in the cloud of the dust of soil walked by, the cows is coming in the sight, and then the noise is coming on the side. Then they see the cows and cows both are running towards that. Then followed by the gopas, and then sound of flute is coming, and then Gopakumar sees far away something that he must be Krishna. All right, and Krishna comes closer, and before he expresses his, feature of Lord Shri Krishna, Krishna sees him before Gopakumar sees him. And Krishna runs and embraces, crying, "Oh, Sarupa, why did you leave me in the first place?" He was bereft of that association. So Krishna cries. If Krishna cries for one Gopakumar, how many millions and trillions and billions and zillions of jivas have been separated from him? We don't feel separation from Krishna, but Krishna does feel separation from us. Can you equate? No. Then slowly sobbing, but Gopakumar is completely stunned by this behavior. Then Krishna says, "Oh, you take rest. You must have walked so far to come here. So why don't you take rest? And we will talk tomorrow about what you are supposed to do." So he will be put in the service. Service is the foremost in the beginning for us to understand, and the devotion, loving devotional service. But actual service will be rendered only when Krishna engages in that particular set. So like that, this is a very, very scientific and gradually uplifting methodology in understanding the semblance bhakti and pure devotional service. Right? Neophyte devotees, especially those contaminated by Mayavad philosophy, have no faith or knowledge of Krishna's eternal form. They cannot see that the Lord's form is transcendental even when fashioned with the material elements. Thus, when such materialistic devotees see the deity of Radha and Krishna, for example, they consider the deities to be representations of the absolute truth, not the Lord directly. As they go through the motion of Haribol, as they go through the motions of Archana and Arti to the deities, these devotees think that they are engaged in devotional service, but there can be no devotional service without faith and knowledge. There can be only a semblance of devotion. Such devotion is actually called attributed. Still, through Aropa, Siddha Bhakti is not pure. It helps fruitive devotees become regulated in rituals and accustomed to surrendering the results of their work. It paves the way to steadiness on the path of pure devotion. What to speak when the pujaris, those who are engaged directly in worship of Archa Vigraha, when they are paid as a remuneration, as a salary, at what extent they can attribute. But pure devotional service cannot stop by accepting the salary. One may artificially try to pull out the salary from such a pujari. That is also bad. That will stunt the growth of the pujari, which he is given an opportunity of. But it takes the rigid practice and advance will follow. Advancement will follow. No wonder I have been talking about when Kapil Dev is instructing about the devotion by a pujari, that bottom line is there, the way pujari in purificatory processes engage in interacting with the super soul and behaves with the deity, and the same behavior is expected from him to interact with the congregation also. If there is contradiction, then his puja is a failure. He will not get. Yesterday I talked that we are not playing with Barbie dolls. It is more than that. So semblance of bhakti and pure devotional service. One should not jump and think that he is doing pure devotional service. Mixed devotional service. So, Aropa Siddha Bhakti may be acceptable for materialists, but persons following pure devotional principles should not succumb to it. True devotional service is powerful enough to purify even those who imagine mundane acts to be devotional service, but devotees who fall into the same imaginations purposefully neutralize their devotional credits by offending Bhakti Devi. At no stage of semblance bhakti one must criticize and negate it. No, we should move on without prejudices. The semblance is only for our understanding that we cannot misjudge ourselves into a pure devotee. The stages are there. So, Pranadapi Shunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnana, Amani Namana Dina Kirtaniya Sadaha. Even though we are getting some tangible results that we were not getting, and we are inclined to do more and more, yes, means things are yet waiting for pure taste. All right? Pure devotional service. So, in that semblance, Aropa Siddha Bhakti is being described. So we should not offend Bhakti Devi at any stage that we previously described. They are actually committing the seventh offense to the holy name and purposefully sinning while thinking devotion to be neutralized the reactions to their errant behavior. Namno balad yasya papa vritti. Namno balad yasya papa vritti. Oh, I am chanting 16 rounds without fail. And now I can do any damn thing? No. Even you do something, do not think even in that direction. That is the advice here. You do not think to do. So refrain from doing it, but do not think even. If you think, then you should spit that out with a curse on your performance of devotional service. Your performance is useless. So just like that, we will be able to pardon ourselves to enter into the higher realm. Never criticize devotional service at any stage of semblance even. Namno baladyasya papa vrittihi. This is in Padma Purana, Brahma Khanda, where all 10 offenses are described. The second category of semblance of devotional service is devotion mixed with empirical knowledge, Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Krishna defines it in this way. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma no Shochati no Kankshati Samat Sarveshu Bhuteshu Madbhaktim Labate Param. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. This is in Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 18, 54th verse. Krishna also says that speculative philosophers must practice that brand of mixed service for many lives before coming to the stage of full surrender. Jnana Mishra Bhakti. That has been spoken in 7th chapter, 19th verse of Bhagavad Gita. Surrender takes place only in association of pure devotees who fan the spark of devotion in the wise until in the liberate stage, these persons acquire pure devotion, parabhakti. Pure devotion then quickly matures, and in ecstasy, devotees cast aside all the concepts of liberation. So, parabhakti, we are entering to parabhakti, the higher taste. Even Sripad Sankaracharya, founder of Mayavad school, admits that those in pursuit of liberation, up to the truly liberated, should engage in devotional service. He especially recommends deity worship. Even a liberated soul merged in the impersonal Brahman effulgence is attracted to the pastimes of Krishna. He thus installs a deity and renders service to the Lord. Mukta api lilaya vigraham kritva bhagavantam bhajante. This is the quotation from Shankaracharya's commentary on Nrsingatapani Upanishad, cited in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 24th chapter, 112 verse. Say, Muktapi Leelaya Vigraham Kritva Bhagvantam Bhajante. So Mayavadis also worship Krishna. When Shankaracharya addresses Bhajagovindam, 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 Mudamate. Mudamate means even though they are inclined to do devotional service, but because their devotion is Jnana Mishra, impersonalis personalis, something called middle conception, that is not be fruitful, but it does induce one to accept the personal form. Among devotees with a semblance of devotion, Krishna favors the Jnana Mishra Bhaktas over the Karma Mishra Bhaktas because their hearts are relatively pure. Bereft of the company of pure devotees, however, their affinity for liberation can make them callous to Krishna's name, forms, and pastimes. Such indifference can lead the fault finding, and such offenses make them fall from liberation to birth in demoniac species. Their fault finder is always envious, and they fall back into Asura category. They are Pandits, but they are Asuras. All right. Ravan was a Pandit, but he is not casted anywhere near the pure devotion. They fall off. So this is important. Remember when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to South India, traveled everywhere, met so many saints. They were all contemporary to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time during his appearance in Renaissance period. He met right in Jagannath Puri, Guru Nanak. Of course, he was also in the Sankirtan, and yesterday we visited the Granth Sahib, the Gurudwara. We have at least some kind of differences. They put heavy weight on Shabda. But the Shabda is not making them pure devotion, but Abhas is there. They may be not in Chaya Abhas, but they should be in the reflection.
Pratibimba.
Pratibimba. Even though they were chanting the name, but they are not sticking to Mahamantra. And after the 10th Guru, Govinda Singh, they stop Guru-disciple relationship. Rather, Granth Sahib, the book itself is your Guru. So, besides him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he traveled in South India, which I reiterated yesterday also, that he went all the way up to Gujarat from south. It is also mentioned that he took a bath in Tapti river. Tapi. But while he came down from, say, Dwarka to Junagadh to the coastal area, he took bath in Tapti river. And then also traveled in the Panchavati area of Nasik and came to see Tukaram. All right? He initiated Tukaram. He met Nrsimha Mehta in Junagadh. Then again he continued. So going all the way to Ramanuja and Madhvacharya also coming back. Udupi. All right? And he confronted with Madhvacharya Tattvavadis, which are our support of the Tattva, but just for the higher taste, not as a, because we do not discount the Tattva contribution and explanation, all right? But still, when he returned to Jagannath Puri, he claims that he did not meet any pure devotee. So you can see what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expecting a pure devotee to be. And therefore, with Ramananda Rai also, no, tell me more, something more. And pure devotion is only attributed to gopis.
He had an argument with Venkata Bhatta
Yes,
about Lakshmi and gopis.
right. Well, there's a fight. But the point is, they even in 10th canto, I had an occasion to give class in Vrindavan. That interaction with the gopis was going on. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so much grilling and grilling to come to that point. So our methodology to follow in the footsteps of the protector of the gopis. So Gopi Bhartuhu Padakamalayo Dasa 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 Anudasa. That is the highest realm to enter into that Golok Vrindavan. And therefore, how do we enter into that realm if we do not follow the eternally liberated associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? We have to accept them. Nitya Siddha. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabu Nahi. Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karile Uday. So, to purify our chitta, our mentality, our approach, and all this, we have to go to the highest extreme where others are so-called. And it is there. Sadhya, no. You are part and parcel of Krishna, and Krishna is also expanding along with you in the Paramatma form, and you must cultivate that Shuddha Chitta. Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani. Chinta means to think about is the function of the Chitta, consciousness. Oh, we are doing Chinta means we are worrying about the material nature. What will happen? Oh, no, 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 no. We spoil our life. But really, I would like to communicate with Shivram Maharaj that when it will be good time, so we can go to Hungary, Budapest. How can we arrange? What will be the cost? Right?
Yeah.
You can also communicate. I'll initiate and then you take over. So at least we should finish Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani before we go and meet Maharaj and associate with him. All right? So anybody has any question or comments? Hello. A dead silence. Hare Krishna Prabhus.
Maharaj, Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Guru Maharaj, you were mentioning that when we serve the deities with purity, we move towards mode of goodness. But Sri Prabhupada also mentions many times that we should try to work so hard on ourselves that we can transcend the modes.
This exercise is to work hard. Only that is the basic mode. And you have to act in the mode of goodness at least to go further up. But Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani requires the equivalent status of Vishuddha Sattva and nothing less.
Mm.
Rise
So-
above the mode of goodness and enter into the transcendental mode. Hey, you are not this body. Huh?
Yes.
Hangyo. We have to learn this. We have to keep in mind all the time the lump of body made up of Hangyo ice cream. So anyway, yes, but wherever we are supposed to get going forward, not
Yes.
backward.
Yes. Yes, Guru.
So whichever the size in between we have, we wear that shoes, but soon grow and change the shoes bigger and bigger size like that. But walk. Don't get
Yes.
stagnant somewhere.
Yes, Guru. Thank you, Guru.
Haribol Vidyalalasa.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Gurudev, Jai. Gurudev, on Vyas Puja Day, I don't remember if it was the Srimad Bhagavatam lecture or your speech. You mentioned that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say to beat our minds 100
Ah.
times in the morning with shoes. I know it's not related, but I had a question in regards to that. I've always wondered, how should we do that?
Imagine at least. If you imagine deeply, then also some beating will be there.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
But then such beating will be there, and if your mind really gets hurt, that's good. You have to shake up the mind and fill it with positive approach, So this is called intellectual beating to the mind. Always
Yes.
keep the intelligence which is in favor of Lord Krishna. Use that intelligence to beat the mind, because mind will not be otherwise tamed. Okay?
Yes, Gurudev.
Okay.
Gurudev, can we also recite like Upadeshamrita and Manashiksha
Yes,
as
everything.
okay.
Why not?
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Then Hare Krishna.
Jayanti Mataji. Jayanti. Jayanti. Jayanti Mataji.
Jayanti Mataji, Haribol.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, you mentioned, in the book, Sri Ram Swami, it's about the true Varnashrama being beginning with, I think it was chanting and distributing prasadam, correct? So how do we understand then? I mean, if you see Radha Desh, where Shivaram Swami has actually set up this wonderful Varnashrama system there, because he's got all of his disciples engaged in the different forms of practicing their life itself there, So, I mean, in terms of, yes, we start with chanting and eating prasadam, and gradually we get to the stage of distributing prasadam and trying to share the knowledge with other people. But we also realize during that process that not everybody is cut out for just being brahmanas or something, I mean,
So,
everybody's at a different stage of life. Therefore, having different abilities and not just temples, isn't that also a medium? Like, you have farm communities, more of farm communities and so on, so that you can actually engage different people in Krishna consciousness.
So,
Well, I'm just making an observation. Isn't that, what is your opinion on that?
my opinion is that you also depend for your daily needs for with the simple living and high thinking. And simple living would be in the farm. You do not have to overwork. All right, you cannot put your mind into something to go out of uh, an extensive length to achieve a little thing. You don't engage in that. Prabhupada discourages that. Things which are easily available, depend on that. All right. And one should have sufficient ingredients just to keep the body and mind healthy. All right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, even material ideas are unfathomable, and we cannot explore everything. Rather, we have been suggested the simple living and high thinking on agriculture, but it doesn't mean it is to be extraneously done on a very industrial scale and this and that. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's
High thinking
that's a
should
good
be always
viewpoint.
there. It cannot replace by our low living.
Yes.
High thinking should be there, okay? And high
Yeah.
thinking cannot be replaced by a high living even.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj,
Yeah.
Shankaracharya is recommending, the Jnana Mishra Bhaktas, to worship the deity. So his purpose was to keep them separated from the realm of pure devotion, or he wanted actually the impersonal is to go back to Godhead.
Guruvayur,
Oh.
Guruvayurappa, Mayavadis are followers of Shankaracharya, they are worshipping it. Okay? And just to come out from the semblance, okay, of devotion, they are given opportunity to
Worship the deity.
yes, worship the deity and then get liberated to the point of, actual simply thinking that they are liberated because they follow Adi Shankara. No. So Bhaja Govindam is essential to them. And it's good that it is recommended, and it's good that some of the mathas are doing it. But at the same time, some are overriding the deity worship to the empirical knowledge only by putting up interpretation and then jugglery of grammar. They may be Adi Shankar, but they are also involved in politics. So devotion is completely being replaced by other ulterior engagements. So they are only for the sake of namesake, they are Shankaracharyas. Okay. Any more question? We'll be opening this forum for many, many more devotees.
Yeah, it's applicable.
Whoever is interested. But if we go through this Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani, they will start thinking about their future. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai.